can confidently say that Apple Watch is the best smartwatch in the market today. There are tons of features that makes it so good, but here are 12 Apple Watch tips and tricks you should know and be using if you own one. These are hidden features, smart shortcuts, and small tweaks that make a big difference, especially with watchOS 26. So let's dive right in. Did you know that you can just flick away notifications, snooze timers and alarms, scroll through long emails and messages, quick respond to messages, all with just gestures? There is a double tap gesture on your Apple Watch that lets you control your Apple Watch without even touching the screen. You can answer calls, snooze alarms, scroll through widgets, or pause music just by tapping your thumb and index finger together twice. And if your other hand is busy, like if you're cooking or driving, it's a total game changer. You can even customize it by going into settings, gestures, and then double tap to change what it does. Another new gesture that just dropped with watchOS 26 is the wrist flick. The wrist flick is simpler but equally handy. Whenever you want to dismiss notifications, silence calls, or stop a timer, you can simply flick your wrist like this. I thought these were gimmicky, but I have come to love them so much. Just keep in mind that these two gestures are only available starting Apple Watch Series 9 or later. But don't worry, there is another most favorite feature of mine which is available for all Apple Watches, which is cover to mute or cover to dismiss. This is similar to wrist flick, but say you get a notification or get a phone call. To dismiss it, simply cover it with your other hand for a second and it'll dismiss the notification. Also, if you're in any app on your watch, just cover your watch face for a second and it'll go back to the watch face. Incredibly useful, right? Siri may not be super smart, but having a voice assistant on your wrist all the time is super handy. You can do some productive stuff anytime, any moment. For example, I'm cooking and I want to set a timer. I can simply lift my arm and say, set a timer for 10 minutes. You're working and remember a to-do item. Again, just lift your arm and say, remind me to pick up iPhone Air from the store tomorrow at 5 p.m. Reminder set. I'm going to sleep and I quickly say, turn off all my home lights. No need to go check each and every room when you have set up a smart home. You can literally ask anything. Open apps, send messages to your friend, call someone, set reminders or alarms, get directions and more with Siri. Now, one of my favorite features in the watchOS 26, automatic volume adjustment. This one's pure genius. Your Apple Watch can now detect your surroundings and automatically adjust how loud notifications and Siri are. So when you're in a quiet meeting, it tones things down, and when you're outside in traffic or at the gym, it bumps the volume up so you don't miss any alerts. To enable it, open Settings, go to Sounds and Haptics, and toggle on Automatically Adjust Volume. You can also fine-tune it under Level and pick louder, default or quieter option. Once it's set up, you never have to worry about manually changing volume again. If you haven't customized your watch face in a while, you're missing out on one of the best features of Apple Watch, complications. Those tiny widgets on your watch face can turn your watch face into a personal dashboard. Just note that not all the watch faces can have complications, some are purely decorative. So, select the watch face that can have complications on your iPhone. Then, long press your watch face on your watch, tap Edit, scroll all the way to the right to find the complication slots. Tap on each complication spot one by one and swipe to browse available complications for that position. I like to have the time and my activity ring on my watch face, so I have this as my watch face. And for complications, I always have the battery, weather, and steps and calories burnt. So this way, with one glance, I can see all my favorite information all at once. You can have one face for workouts, one for work, and one for winding down at night too. And the best part, you can share this custom watch face with your friends and family. On your iPhone, open Watch app, Under My Watch section, select the watch face and complications you want to share. Now click on the share icon on the top right corner. If you want to set my watch face as yours, I'll leave a link to that in the description. If you love hiking, exploring, or if you're just like me who just needs help getting back to your car, you will love this feature. Recording your path and using waypoints with the Compass app. Open the Compass app on your watch. Tap the path icon in the bottom. Once you start this, it'll track your path, and anytime you can retrace your path back by clicking on the same icon. Also, you can delete the path once done. This is a very useful feature for adventurers or for kids who you think will get lost in a new area. And the best part is that you don't require internet or cellular connection to do this. The other navigation icon in the Compass app is the Waypoint option. When you tap on it, it saves your current location with date and time, which can be modified. And when you scroll, you can choose a symbol and a color for future reference. If you scroll further below, you can see the map where this waypoint is marked. So you can open this to get back to the waypoint anytime. You can use this feature to locate your parked car in a huge parking lot or a campsite trail. Here's something most people overlook: customizing Control Center. You probably open it multiple times a day, so it should be personalized, right? Press the side button, scroll to the bottom, and tap Edit. From here, you can drag your most used icons like flashlight or theater mode to the top and remove the ones you never touch. It saves time and makes your Apple Watch feel more organized. Speaking of theater mode, let's talk about that and the slow wake option. Open Control Center, look for the mask icon, tap on it. Now the theater mode is on. Theater mode keeps your screen dark and silence alerts, so you're not that person lighting up the entire theater mid-movie. Tap the side button or the crown to check for the time or notification, and it goes back to the theater mode after 2 seconds. You know, theater mode is not just for movie theaters. When I put my kid to bed, I turn on the theater mode so it doesn't blast bright light in the dark room. With slow wake, your display lights up gradually instead of blasting full brightness. To do that, slowly rotate the crown to wake the screen gradually. Return to clock feature controls how quickly your Apple Watch returns to the clock face after you stop using an app. Go to Settings, General, and then Return to Clock. You can set it to always, after 2 minutes, or after 1 hour. I like to keep mine on always, so whenever I lower my wrist, it's right back to watch face. Next, water lock. It's a must if you swim, shower, or even just wash dishes while wearing your watch. Water lock prevents accidental taps from splashes and even ejects water from the speaker afterwards. Just swipe up to open the Control Center, tap the water droplet icon before you start. And when you're done, tap and hold the digital crown until you hear that little sound that's ejecting the water. It's strangely satisfying and helps protect your speaker quality. Let's talk about something super useful: the camera and TV remote. Your Apple Watch can act as a remote control for both. For the camera, open the camera remote app on your watch. It automatically launches your iPhone's camera. Tap the shutter button on the watch to take a photo, or use the digital crown to zoom in and out. Tap the 3 dots for options like timers, front or back camera, or flash. Perfect for group photos or when your phone's on a tripod. If you also own an Apple TV, you can control your TV through your watch. Open the remote app on your watch, select your Apple TV, and swipe to navigate, tap to select, or just use the crown for volume. Cool, right? Driving haptics on Apple Watch is one of those underrated features that make navigation way more intuitive, especially when you're behind the wheels. To enable it, open the Watch app on your iPhone and go to My Watch tab. Scroll down and select Maps from the list of apps. Then make sure turn alerts are enabled for your preferred activities like driving or walking. Once that's done, start a route in Apple Maps and your watch face will guide you through haptic feedbacks instead of just sound or visuals. Each direction has a unique vibration pattern. For left turn, you will feel 2 quick taps repeated 3 times, almost like a heartbeat. For a right turn, there are 12 steady taps. And when you arrive at your destination, you will feel one long continuous vibration. It's subtle but distinct enough that you can easily tell what's coming next without even looking at the screens. It's super helpful for driving or cycling since it keeps your eyes on the road while still giving you turn-by-turn navigation cues. And finally, one of my personal favorites, the flashlight. Yes, there is a flashlight on your watch. You can access it from the control center by tapping the flashlight icon. It's really bright enough to guide you through movie theater, dark rooms at night, or even find a dropped key or phone in a dark place. But here's what most people don't know. It has 3 modes. Swipe left to switch between a bright white light, a blinking strobe for safety, and a red light for low light use. The blinking mode is perfect for night walks or cycling, while the red light preserves your night vision when camping or reading in the dark. And that's it. 12 Apple Watch tips and tricks that makes your Apple Watch feel smarter and more useful and genuinely fun to use. Some of these features are brand new with watchOS 26 and others have been there all along but are often overlooked. If you found this video helpful, make sure to give this video a thumbs up, drop a comment with your favorite trick and subscribe because I've got tons of iPhone, iPad and Apple Watch tips coming your way. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. This is Anjana. Bye-bye.